So, Carrie, we have some leftover Velveeta from our spinach cheese casserole episode. What do you think we should do with it?
I just saw on Instagram where instead of making green bean casserole,
Mhm.
they made cheesy green beans with Velveeta. Let's do that.
I was thinking candy.
Oh, do you mean like those chocolates that we saw in La Dolce Velveeta that had Velveeta cheese in them?
Kind of.
No.
Welcome to Mom's Wooden Spoon, where the recipes are retro and so are your hosts.
You can say that again.
Hey, everyone. This episode's recipe is not a Mary's Memo, but it does come from the 80s. It's one of those recipes that could be delish or it could possibly be gag-worthy, right?
I'm going gag-worthy.
We even have an extra helper with us today, our mom. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She's hilarious.
She practiced that 6 times.
Yeah.
I think she did fabulously.
Good job, Mom. Good job. So today we are actually using that leftover Velveeta from that spinach cheese casserole episode.
Yeah, we appear like we're just, doing this all willy-nilly style, but oh no, there was pre-planning involved in this.
And I was a little concerned that I would go into the fridge and find moldy cheese. But no, Velveeta lasts a very long time. I looked it up. It says when wrapped in plastic wrap and refrigerated, Velveeta can last for up to 8 weeks. Unopened Velveeta can probably last for, through a nuclear explosion.
That is kind of the thought behind Velveeta.
Yeah.
I saw that in, I think it was 2002, I want to say, they had to stop classifying Velveeta as a cheese.
Oh my gosh.
Because it no longer had enough products in it to qualify as cheese. And it went from being a cheese spread to cheese product.
Oh my goodness, that's kind of gross.
It is. I guess like Cheese Whiz, which is what, cheese food?
Yeah, cheese food. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. What is a cheese product? It has like whey protein. Apparently that's the closeness.
That's wild because I think the original Velveeta was created by this Swiss cheesemaker in New York. And what he'd do is he'd take little bits of cheese and kind of melt it down. And in order to like emulsify it into that Velveeta texture, he used whey.
Interesting.
And he would whip it together. And he named it Velveeta because it is so velvety smooth. Oh no, we never told everybody what we're making.
Surprise!
We're making Velveeta fudge.
I told my husband what we were making.
Yeah.
And I mean, the man's face kind of puckered and then fell. I was like, so did you want me to bring you some home? He politely declined. And by politely, I mean quickly and rudely said no.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, there was no thank you involved.
Oh,
no. No.
No, don't bring that crap near me, right? Oh my gosh.
But it gets very good reviews online.
It does. As a matter of fact, it gets such high reviews. I read online that Paula Dean made it on an episode of Iron Chef.
Shut up!
Yeah. It didn't say if they won the competition or not. They probably lost because of the Velveeta fudge. Oh, boy,
I don't know, but
yeah.
Paula Dean knows what Velveeta fudge is.
Yes. And some other people said that they didn't taste the cheese in it at all, but it was just so very sweet. And I thought, well, heck yes, it's very sweet. It takes 2 pounds of powdered sugar.
There's a heck of a lot more sugar than there is cheese, that's for sure.
That's for sure. And we're adding cocoa powder. We're not adding melted chocolate chips, which would also be sweet. So that's the only sweetener in there with the salty Velveeta. There's 2 sticks of butter, salted butter.
Wow, okay.
Yep. And they said you could add nuts to this. And I called Carrie and I said, it says chopped walnuts or pecans. And, chopped walnuts are not my absolute favorite. They're a little bit bitter. So I knew Carrie wouldn't want that either. And I said, should I buy pecans for this? And Carrie said, why would you waste good pecans on a crappy recipe?
I'd rather just eat the pecans.
Right. But, I was looking up Velveeta and, how long it lasts.
Right.
And I found some people on Reddit who had some comments about this. And I wanted to share with you.
I have a Reddit comment too.
Oh, Reddit is awesome.
I do love Reddit.
So somebody said they posted that they had just eaten 2-year expired Velveeta mac and cheese. They said Carrie's squatting. She's so disgusted. They said it tasted like aged cheddar. And And she was sure to check for mold beforehand. And she said there was no mold, just oil floating all over the top. And she said, "Is that good?" And then the person that commented after her, "I just cracked open one that expired in February 2022. I completely agree with the aged cheddar flavor and smell. Took a few bites to test and waited a bit. Seemed okay, so I mixed in Hormel no bean chili. Effing delicious." And then it goes, "We'll post back about survivability if possible." I checked for further posts. There were none.
So she either died immediately or was so busy sitting on the John that she couldn't get back to her. Although, really, if you're sitting on the John, she'd have her phone. You'd think she'd just, live text about that.
Yeah. No.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But, with Velveeta mac and cheese, it's in that super sealed little container. I guess
that's true.
Here's the lesson to be learned.
Yes.
If you have 2-year-old Velveeta mac and cheese,
yes,
take that little container before you open it and squish it around to get the oil mixed back into the cheese.
Oh, gosh.
Before you eat your aged cheddar.
Oy.
I play it fast and loose with the sell by, use by, best if by date.
Yes, she loves her used meat.
I do. Yeah. I do indeed. I know I have salad dressing in the refrigerator that expired a year ago. Yeah. And I would not hesitate to put that crap on my salad and eat it. Mm-hmm. But 2-year-old cheese product? I don't know. All I'm saying is if your Velveeta box says cheese spread on it, and not cheese product, maybe you're best not eating it.
Oh, gosh.
We'll use 2002 as the healthy cutoff date.
That's awesome.
This is what I found on Reddit.
Okay.
It kind of hurt.
Oh, no.
So I was looking up this recipe, and as I told you, a lot of people would like it. Mm-hmm. And I saw a Reddit poster that said, "Oh, yeah, this was my great-grandma's recipe."
Oh, my.
Yeah. So I thought, this recipe came out in 1984.
Yeah.
Great-grandma in 1984? Oh, shut up. And then I started doing the math.
No.
Oh, it's not even creepy. Not even creepy. Grandma alive in 84. Maybe they have a 5-year-old. That 5-year-old, 15 years later, what would that be? Now we're into 92,000, has a child.
Oh my gosh. Don't even talk to me about it. I looked up the recipe and I did not see her talking about her great grandma, but she did say that it was her great grandma's recipe.
Oh, the great grandma's what threw me.
That did not even compute in my head. What freaked me out is that instead of butter, it used oleo.
I didn't even look at the recipe. I saw great grandma stop. That's as far as I got. And I'm like, oh, come on, you lie.
Seriously.
Reddit's full of liars.
Great grandma.
And then I was so horrified by the math that I never went back.
Oh, no. Oh, great grandma. Yeah. Let's just move on. I saw somebody else on Reddit.
Yeah, let's grab our canes and forward.
Who said that they learned to make this Velveeta fudge in their middle school home ec class.
Now, this would be good. You could make a peanut butter haystack.
That's right. Remember those haystacks?
I do. I love those
Remember the no-bake cookies at elementary school?
Those have oatmeal in them?
Yeah, and the haystacks had the crunchy, noodles.
Yes, the crunchy noodles and peanuts and butterscotch.
Yes.
Oh, those were so good.
Those were so good, too.
I have that recipe handwritten by yours truly in my loopy-doopy cursive from young elementary school Carrie.
Because you made them in middle school or elementary?
Probably.
How cool is that?
Like a home ec class.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, they were microwaved.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Just melt the chocolate. Easy peasy.
Mix it all together. Blob it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you could totally do this. Now, I know this we're going to actually put on a stove, but I bet you could microwave this bad boy.
It actually has directions to microwave it, but I thought instead of doing all the beeps and messing in and out, that I'd just do it on stovetop. And the recipe I found is from 1980.
Oh.
Yes, so we'll be doing that as our timeline today.
Interesting.
So let's take a look at what we have to do here.
I'm guessing melt some Velveeta.
I think you are correct.
Thank you.
So we have already pre-prepared our 8-inch square baking pan by greasing the pan, putting the parchment paper down, and then greasing on top of that.
And here's the proof.
Oh my gosh, so loud, so loud. So we did that ahead of time so you wouldn't have to hear that. Thank you, Carrie.
Yeah, I'm here for you. A little ASMR for the podcast. I had to explain what ASMR was to my husband the other day.
Yeah.
And so I was explaining to him, it's just these soothing sounds, but YouTubers and TikTokers and Instagrammers have gotten a little crazy. And
Yeah.
so they're in the kitchen working. And so they take their little bowl or their Hershey's cocoa and
Yes.
tap on it.
Everything.
I don't need you to tap on the Hershey's. So just
make
it out.
Make the recipe.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
Right,
You don't need ASMR as you're making the recipe, right?
Correct. But we could. This could be like our ASMR recipe.
Yeah.
So there's this guy I follow. He's hilarious. And he makes all these, obviously, videos. That's why I follow him. Duh.
What?
So he, the other day, made an ASMR video. And so he's in his car at, I don't know, Home Depot or something like that. And he just gone in and he posted a bunch of things. So he's like, well, let me show you all these exciting purchases I just made at the hardware store.
Mm-hmm.
At first, this is DAP. And you put it in your nail holes and it goes in pink and dries white. And he has taken painter's tape and taped nails to his fingers. And as he's doing that, he's clicking with his nails.
That's
on the DAP. Yes.
That's cute.
So he goes through 4 or 5 things. He finally gets to the nail box. He's like, and if you've been admiring my nails, they're size 1.5 inch. Yeah.
So they're real nails you would hammer in. They're not fingernails. That's
3/4 inch wide. Tappity, tappity, tappity.
ASMR at the hardware store. That's so funny.
It was hilarious. And he just kept laughing throughout the whole thing. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, someone's looking at me. And he'd wave with the nails attached to his fingers.
In the car. That's hilarious. I love it.
It was fabulous. So anyway,
we're going to have more ASMR right here because I have to cut into the Velveeta metal.
I kind of feel like cutting through metal is not so much ASMR as it is nails on a chalkboard.
It is. Well, let's listen. And then I'm going to cut this one down here.
She's precision cutting here, people. Precision.
Which is not easy through this.
No, and she hasn't sliced her finger yet, though it was real close there for a second.
Oh, boy.
Sound.
There we go. I got it.
Oh, she got it, y'all. It was great. The paper crunchity-crunchity.
Yeah.
So while we are doing this Velveeta, I have to tell you all, since I was so excited about La Dolce Velveeta in our last podcast with Velveeta.
Yeah.
I saw an ad on TV for La Dolce Velveeta.
You're kidding.
I would never. And I tried so hard. I saw it twice. And I went to take a picture the second time, but my husband had my phone. And so I'm screaming, take a picture, take a picture. He didn't know what I was talking about. Anyway, so the ad is a dude driving down the road in a convertible. Yeah. And he has dreadlocks. And the only reason I mention this is because they have them flying straight out behind his head. And as he slows down on the road, I don't know what they have, like wires attached to them. Because they fall in this super unnatural, horrible way. It was...
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was very concerning. Anyway, so he's driving in his convertible down the road. Yeah. His dreads flying awkwardly behind him.
That's funny.
And he reaches down. He takes a tortilla chip. And next to the gear shift looked to be like a conch shell. With an orange substance in it. Yeah. And he dips his chip in it. And he eats the chip. And then up on the screen... La Dolce Velveeta.
Whoa. That's wild. And you know what's even wilder? Tostitos tortilla chips came out in 1980.
Oh, how about that?
So it goes right along with our Velveeta thing. And you know, there actually is something delicious to make with Velveeta. And it's that doggone dip.
Heck yes, it is.
It has either ground beef or sausage in it. And then it has Velveeta and maybe Rotel, can of Rotel.
Yes.
Oh my, get your Tostitos tortilla chips in 1980. Dig into that Velveeta.
Do your little mini crock pot.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's good. That's probably better than Velveeta fudge.
I think that's one of the few good things that I like.
With Velveeta. You
can make with Velveeta.
So I have cut the Velveeta into chunks. Now I'm cutting the 2 sticks of butter into chunks so that we can prepare to put that in the pan, the saucepan over medium heat until melted.
Kristen will do.
Of course I will. But I'm going to put you in charge of putting the powdered sugar and the cocoa powder in the big bowl and whisking it together.
I have to do both?
Yes, please.
This is so unfair.
I know.
You can't get the powdered sugar out any faster. It's 2 pounds.
I'll tell you what. That is so much powdered sugar. Carrie can't even do one job. She has one job. One job. She has dumped it into the container, the 8 by 8 inch pan. And she's dumped it all down the front of
It's not
herself.
going to come out because it's grease.
I know.
You know how you like to grease and flour things?
There you go, Carrie.
It's just greased and flour.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but I ASMR'd real
Yeah,
good.
well, that was special.
Real good.
All right, I'm taking this over to the stove and I'm going to start to melt it on medium heat.
And while she does that, she's going to look over her shoulder in a judgmental manner at me.
Heck yes, I am.
Man, I just spilled cocoa powder. I am such a pleasure to cook with.
You are a delight, Carrie. A
You're
delight.
so excited to have this
Everybody
opportunity.
loves it. Well, you know, something else that I was looking up about 1980 when this particular recipe came out was that the most popular food was potato skins.
I remember TGIF.
That's
Potato
right.
skin.
And you said you like yours with
bacon. Everything's better with bacon.
and cheese and then some sour cream, maybe some green onion or chives.
Yeah, well, you just described a TGI Fridays
Potato skin. Did TGI Fridays also have like a dipping sauce with theirs, or was it just the...
No, I think you put sour cream on.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Carrie's a flippin' mess. Listen to how well this is melting. Here's some ASMR.
Oh, people! Oh,
just
people are going to have to go to the bathroom.
Now Carrie is coated with powdered sugar, cocoa powder, and a little bit of melted butter.
Aren't you glad you gave me this job?
Oh, why do I even bother?
Aren't you
just do it myself?
That's why I let you do it yourself. It's really my gift to you.
Yeah, thanks. I love it.
And I haven't even gotten to the whisking this together. Giant mountain of cocoa powder and powdered sugar. I'm going to take a picture because when this goes sideways, I want proof as to why I did what I did.
Well, you know what's so funny? I was looking at the recipe again and it said we needed a large bowl. And I thought, for a half cup of Hershey's cocoa powder and some powdered sugar, and now that Carrie's poured it in there, I mean, it's almost not a large enough bowl.
It literally is. It's good old rocket top. I mean, it's like a giant mountain. It's Vesuvius.
It's Vesuvius of cocoa powder and powdered sugar.
It is. What is the highest one that people summit and you need a Sherpa? Everest. It is an Everest of cocoa powder.
Well, you got to get that stirred. My Velveeta is melting up real good, kid.
Oh, but you know, here's the downside of this. There's no ASMR in this one. It's just quiet.
That's okay. Didn't you look up the beginnings of fudge or who first?
Oh, I did. I did.
Right?
I did.
I looked it up too, but you know, Carrie struggles with the podcast, so I said, I'll let Carrie, tell you guys about it. She's got powdered sugar on her, cocoa powder. I'm going to try to be kind today.
I appreciate that you said I only struggle with the podcast. The struggle is real, people. The struggle is real. I did look it up. Apparently, Kristen did too.
I did, but I'll let you have.
But I included some information about Scotland in mine.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect. Because our mother is Scottish.
So are we.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But you know what? As Carrie always says, my mom, my dad. So now it's
correct. Your mother. You said our.
I did. But you said our mom's Scottish. I didn't say
we. I see. Scottish. Thank you for explaining.
Yeah. That was tough. I'll probably cut that because that made me look stupid, and I don't like to look stupid. I can totally let Carrie look stupid on the podcast, and I do on a regular basis,
as often as possible. I know our listeners are like, "Wow, I'm so impressed that Carrie makes it day to day." Between the podcasts.
Kristen is so perfect in every way, and Carrie's such a ding dong.
The fact that she's made it to 50 is just kind of a miracle.
Oh my gosh, this cheese, the butter's not incorporating with it, and it looks like probably what those Velveeta meals look like.
Oh, it's
oil
disgusting.
On the top. I'm going to try to whisk it.
Okay.
All
right, and I'm going to tell you about the origins of fudge.
Oh, that's great.
Sit back. Prepare to be wowed.
Grab a cup of coffee.
Ooh, a piece of Velveeta.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
So they think that fudge is an American creation.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Although some people think it may have been inspired by a Scottish candy called a tablet. I will tell you that does not inspire something that sounds tasty.
It doesn't look like a tablet, but tablet is like fudge.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
I've
it's
seen it,
grittier.
yes.
I
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, I'd heard
So
that
it's
it's grittier.
sugar, condensed milk, and butter, which are pretty much the same ingredients as fudge.
Yeah.
It's grainier and a little less rich than fudge.
Okay.
So maybe that's kind of where somebody got this idea. So somebody had tablet and thought, wow, I could make this.
Yeah.
So they did. And that somebody is Emmeline Battersby Partridge.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like to call her Emma because we're,
You're besties.
we're close.
Yeah.
Emma and I. The first recorded mention of fudge ever found
Yes.
was in 1888.
Oh.
And it came from a student, as I previously said, my bestie, Emma. She was a student at Vassar, and she wrote a letter about the candy because she had received a recipe from a friend's cousin, and she had made a large batch to sell at the school fundraiser. Yeah. So thank you, Emma, for bringing this to Vassar and then the world. And then, circling this around,
oh my goodness,
we're moving back to our Ohio roots. So first Scotland, then Ohio, which is super close to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place in Michigan.
Oh yeah,
on Mackinac Island. It is spelled like it should be called Mackinac.
That's right.
It is not. The original Murdoch's fudge is a Mackinac Island staple, and it has been in operation, you ready?
Yeah.
Since 1887. Now, just in case you're not listening, let me go back. Emma's letter was 1888. So I'm not really sure how this works. So the first written information about fudge is 1888, but Murdoch's fudge has been in operation since 1887. Riddle me that, Batman.
Well, I can tell you that my notes said that she came up with it in Vassar College at 1886. That's what I found online.
My news article lied?
Apparently so.
Because I just copied it, copied and pasted.
Yeah.
It was not even me typoing.
Whoa.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
So apparently fudge is now kind of just synonymous with Mackinac Island, and they sell thousands of pounds a year in multiple different fudge shops. And it's just this little tiny place.
Yeah.
And this dude who I wrote down his little bits of information about Murdoch's fudge, he says that he likes to sometimes put fudge in his coffee in the morning. He'll take a little piece of double chocolate fudge and stir that into his coffee. And that got me to thinking, if he uses Velveeta fudge, when it melts, do you get like the cheese bits? The chocolate bits?
No, but we might get oil floating on the top. Let's try it.
Okay. I'm thinking that maybe you don't want to do that with Velveeta fudge, but we'll find out.
We're going to try it.
Oh, this is Kristen is going off script, people.
I know. I don't do that very often.
Mark this day on your calendar.
Yeah. And the best part is, since Mom's here, she's going to have to try it too.
Yes. That's perfect.
Yes. Well, Carrie.
I've got intestinal problems.
She's gonna.
Yeah,
she's gonna have intestinal problems.
I know, right? Well, Carrie, I'm looking at this bowl filled with powdered sugar. It's just not big enough for me to pour the Velveeta mixture in. I have a gigantic bowl that we never use. I have to get it.
We haven't pulled out the Gigantor bowl.
No, not in a long time.
Since season 1.
I think you're right. Well, now this Velveeta still has the oil on the top, so I'm going to whisk the heck out of it, and you go ahead and pour that powdered sugar.
All right, and then I'm going to mix the stuff on the bottom.
Oh, it's kind of cloddy.
Oh, gosh.
I think when we mix it in with the powdered sugar, it will emulsify. Here we go.
She's going to emulsify. All right. Do you have like a wooden spoon?
Oh, we need vanilla, too.
Oh, yep, sure enough. All righty.
This smells good.
It's not a lot of liquid for that sugar. That's going to be...
It's going to be hard to
mix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now for the next 45 minutes, we're going to be here mixing this together in our huge bowl.
And it says, pour into the prepared pan. I don't think there's going to be any pouring of this.
It doesn't seem like it.
It's going to get thicker and thicker.
Well, I mean, that's typically what happens when you mix dry ingredients with wet ingredients.
Get your head up on in there and smell this. It does not smell like Velveeta anymore. It smells like chocolate and sweet.
Yep. It is staying far runnier.
Yes, I thought it was going to become so solid I wouldn't be able to stir it.
It's kind of the texture of a brownie batter.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of not totally smooth either.
No, it's much chunkier than I expected, but we're going to bake it, so it should...
No, we're not going to bake it.
We're just putting it
chill
in
it. You just chill it.
I'm so sorry.
You don't bake fudge. Who the heck bakes fudge?
I didn't read this recipe.
Seriously. Are we baking the fudge?
They talk just like that.
Ain't nobody bakes fudge, you crazy lady.
I don't make fudge at all.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Oh, speaking of making fudge, I have a distinct memory of, remember, I think I told everybody that I broke my jaw in second grade. In order to thank the oral surgeon who was so kind to me, Mom and I made, probably Mom, I helped, made peanut butter fudge and took it out to him.
Oh, aren't you guys sweet?
I know, right? I have distinct memories of that. And I asked Mom, do you remember that? She's like, no.
No.
It was a big memory of my childhood. But I mean, that happens with my kid too. I'm like, do you remember such and such? No.
It is, memories are amazing, right? Because
Yeah.
it is all what was important to you. And
That's right.
obviously what's important to adults are never what's important to kids.
Right, correct.
And so, yeah, it is kind of funky.
Well, I just want to keep stirring this until it looks a little
I think you should.
smoother because we're going to not bake this.
Yeah.
It's going in as is and it's just going to solidify in
Yeah.
the fridge.
So you stir, and I am going to mention
Oh,
that, okay, so now we know the first mention of fudge was from Emma. So it got me thinking, what was I eating when I was in
Ooh.
college? Because I can tell you it was not fudge I made for myself. This is pretty gross, and I'm so
Yes.
sorry to be sharing this with you all.
Oh, no.
I had what I referred to as my everything cup.
Oh,
And it
God.
was a giant cup from like McDonald's. So it probably wasn't made for multiple uses.
Right.
And I just never washed it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
Carrie.
because I was a college freshman and
Yeah.
I was gross. And so
They all are.
if I had milk in the morning, in the everything cup.
Oh, gosh.
If I had soda in the afternoon,
in the everything cup.
The only thing that mattered is I had to finish clearly what was in there before I poured something else in.
Yes.
I mean, I had standards. Please. But that was pretty nasty. That was college.
That's gross.
I also, whenever we went out to eat, I ordered grilled cheese and water.
Oh,
Why?
why?
Cheapest thing on the menu.
Oh my gosh.
Always. And my mother had
Yes.
told stories about when she was in college.
Yeah, I remember these.
She was broke and she always had, I think she said, a cheese sandwich.
No, she had an egg sandwich. Yeah.
An egg sandwich and water because it was the cheapest thing on the menu.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't sell egg sandwiches.
No, because that's a weird thing from way back in like caveman days. I think. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Beat your wife over the head, pull her into the cave, and give her an egg sandwich.
Yep. I think that's how that works.
Yep.
Our mama's flipping us off in the
That's
background.
so inappropriate.
Mother.
Never happened before. So caveman egg sandwiches.
Yeah.
I had grilled cheese and water, and of course, ramen, the college staple.
That's right. I didn't eat ramen in college.
You didn't?
No.
It's cheap and easy. What did you eat?
I just basically ate at the food hall.
You're so lame.
I know, right?
Well, I mean, but when didn't you want to have like a late night snack and the food hall wasn't open?
So we'd have chips and stuff. I didn't have a hot pot. I didn't have a microwave. I just eat chips and cookies and stuff like that.
Well, I feel sorry for your college years. This is looking really nice, Kristen.
As I stir, I keep finding little pockets of not stirred in powdered sugar.
So I feel like if you do decide to make this, get a super large bowl and sift that powdered sugar because it is all the clumps. And her right arm, I can tell,
it's killing me, man.
Is burning. Do you want me to do it?
Thank you. Well, I wanted to tell you about something that I don't think it came out in the 80s, but I remember Mom taking me to the store in 1980 to buy a birthday present for a friend.
Okay.
And I think I probably picked the weirdest item on the shelf. I thought they were fantastic. My friend who received it probably thought it was the weirdest gift ever.
Oh.
Yes. I will tell you all about it. They were called...
When will you tell us all
just
about
a minute.
it?
They were called Gorgeous Creature Dolls. They were like these voluptuous Barbie dolls, but they had animal heads with a full face of makeup.
What? Gorgeous creature.
Yeah, they basically look like animal drag queens.
They kind of do. I'm looking at a picture. She printed up a picture.
Yep. And so there was a hippo called Ms. Heavenly Hippo. There was a horse called Ms. Giddy Up. There was a cow called Cowbell and a pig that really looks like Miss Piggy.
It looks like a vamped up.
Yes, called Princess Pig. I just thought they were the coolest.
I mean,
They
why
really are
not?
wearing drag outfits. I mean, look at those.
They've got boas. They've got feathers in their hair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lots of fringe. Their waists are totally cut in. What are those things that you waist train
Corset.
with?
They're
Your
wearing a
corset?
corset.
Oh, yeah. they're
Yeah.
all
The
corseted
pig
up.
one looks like Mae West.
She does.
Yeah.
for
They look
sure.
like they could be chorus girls, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
And I can't remember which one I bought. I know it was either the cow or the hippo. I thought those were so cool. I always wanted one, and I always forgot to ask, and I still remember it to this day.
The horse is kind of freakish looking.
Yeah, the horse is freakish. I bet my friend got that doll and was like, what the heck is this, Kristen?
Put it in another room. It scares me.
Yes. But they were apparently real popular, but only for a very short period of time.
Because they were scary.
That's right. I mean, and each one came with super cool stuff, even a picture of their boyfriends.
Just a picture.
Yes.
Could you purchase their boyfriends?
No, apparently the line didn't last long enough.
They're just setting it up.
Yeah.
This is looking pretty good to me.
Pretty smooth.
It's not perfect,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's flipping Velveeta fudge.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And I think that we should put that in the pan. And guys, if you want to see those gorgeous creatures, and you'll probably remember them and go, oh, I wanted those just like Kristen.
Only I'd had a friend as good as Kristen.
Yeah. We'll have those on the website so you can check those out.
Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be ASMR or just annoying AF when we put this in the pan. It's a lot thicker now.
It is.
It looks a lot smoother. We stirred it with a spatula so we could kind of use the back of it and smush out the little bits of the powdered sugar and make it look very smooth. Because if we're going to eat Velveeta fudge, it better be perfect. You did a good job.
What? We've had 2 compliments for Carrie within the same podcast.
I feel like I have to because I've also harassed the living daylights out of
I mean,
me.
that's every podcast.
That's true.
I feel like the name of this podcast should be Carrie is Amazing.
I think maybe we should do that.
Yeah, you'll never do that.
No, I'll never do that.
But Kristen is better. That's what you'll say.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Carrie is amazing, but Kristen is better. I think that's the perfect name.
We're going to put it in the fridge, I take it?
Yeah, it says chilled until set.
Several hours.
We probably won't last that long.
We never do.
No. All right, so we're going to put this in the fridge, and we'll be back with you soon with our mother
And fudge.
See you soon. We are back with Fudge and our mom.
Hello. I don't know which is more exciting,
I know.
Fudge or Mom?
Mom.
Fudge.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, so Mom, we know you like a good piece of fudge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what would you say is your favorite flavor?
Definitely peanut butter.
Oh, yeah, that's the kind of fudge I made for my oral surgeon back in 2nd grade.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is my favorite fudge recipe. It's the only fudge I make.
That's right. You do have a super easy one. How do you make that super fudge? Tell our listening audience because it's
Oh.
pretty easy.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
I share it with everyone.
Please.
Well, you start with a medium jar of peanut butter,
Mm-hmm.
crunchy if you want, and you get a small can of icing.
Mhm.
I always buy vanilla, but I'm thinking lately I might go wild and buy chocolate icing.
Ooh.
That's the kind of woman I am. And then you put the peanut butter and the icing in a bowl. You put it in the microwave for exactly 1 minute.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, then the icing will melt.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut butter will stay as is, and you just mix the two together till they are totally mixed together. And then you pour it in a pan. You do nothing else to it.
That's perfect. You just put it in the fridge and it's
You
ready.
don't even have to put it in the fridge.
Wow. That's pretty fancy.
That is pretty easy.
Yeah.
It makes Velveeta fudge look time intensive.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know,
this
right?
is nothing.
Yeah.
And wait till I try the chocolate icing in with it.
That's exciting. Well, I don't want to talk about that fudge anymore. I want to try this fudge. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Okay. So do we do coffee first?
No, I want to taste the fudge first and then try it in the coffee.
Party pooper.
I know, right?
fine. Are we all tasting it simultaneously? We can't do
No.
that.
So, Mom, grab a big piece for yourself. She just kept bugging us as I was cutting it that she wanted to take a bite.
Yes. And you know why she wanted to take a bite?
Why?
Because someone who will go unnamed, right, Kristen? Was tasting it. Go ahead and take a taste, Mom.
That wouldn't have been me.
No,
That was
no.
your sister.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
I'm
right.
about to take a cherished bite.
All right,
good,
do it.
Good.
So Mom was screaming, when is my turn? When is
That's
my turn?
right.
As Kristen
Took
is.
a little nibble.
So I love that Kristen's like, ooh, I want to try the fudge.
I've already tried it.
No idea what it's going to taste like. She's been chomping away over there.
So, Mom, what does it taste like?
It tastes like wonderful, creamy fudge.
It does, doesn't it?
Okay, since I'm the only person who hasn't tried it now, I'm going to take a bite.
I'll tell you what, I could not taste Velveeta at all. I couldn't taste the butter, but I could taste that it was well balanced because of the salt in the Velveeta and the butter. I think it kind of balanced out the overwhelming sweetness of fudge.
Okay, I don't adore fudge, but I have to say, of all the fudges I have tried, this may be one of my favorites.
It is unbelievably delicious. I would make this again. I probably wouldn't tell people what was in it.
It is so insanely smooth. Fudge is not normally that smooth, is it?
Sometimes it's a little grainy. You have to be careful.
Because it gets a little hard.
And harder. Yeah, this is a little softer than
it's
normal
probably because
fudge.
we did not leave it in the fridge for like 3 hours. I think
That's
1 hour.
true.
We had a little lunch and we're like, I need fudge.
Yeah. I mean, my husband's little pinch fall face was a drastic overstep for this fudge. Who thought this Velveeta is the texture of fudge? Let's make it. Who did that?
I don't know. I don't get it. But I love the fact that I can taste the salty background. And to me, it balances out that gross amount of sweetness that fudge sometimes is.
Maybe that's why I like it. It seems a little less. I mean, it's sweet. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I mean, 2 pounds of sugar. Come on.
This is good.
You might notice she's been real quiet for a while, and that's because she's eaten her entire chunk of fudge.
That's right. It's delicious.
It is.
Now let's try it in our coffee.
Okay.
Now, Mom doesn't like coffee, so she's having tea. So grab a little piece there.
I just sloshed mine all over.
Nice job, Carrie.
Hey, if I'm not spilling it on me, is it a podcast?
I'm putting the whole dang thing in there and stirring it up.
I'm just putting a piece.
I don't know if our coffee is hot enough to melt it very well, but
this might be an exercise in futility.
ASMR with Mom there. She's not even trying to be quiet on the podcast there. Stir away, Mom, stir away.
Make the size of your glass a little harder.
Yeah, let's all do it. I pressed it up against the side and mine's almost completely melted.
Ooh,
yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to take a taste and see what that person was all about.
They were like the owner of the Mackinac Island Fudge Shop.
No way.
Mm-hmm. So what I was thinking is, they make those chocolate spoons.
Yes.
And I know that my stepmom on occasion will put like a Lindor truffle in the bottom of her cup to make it more of a mocha.
Oh, yeah. Now that I've gotten it completely stirred in, it tastes just like a mocha. It's delicious.
Very sweet.
It's very good. I love it.
Okay, so I have coffee with creamer in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be best served with black coffee.
I don't think so. I have coffee with creamer and mine doesn't taste too crazy sweet.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, that's super sweet.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's definitely a good mocha. This is the way our stepmom would like it. Yeah, extra sweet.
That's true.
This is the way people who go to Starbucks would enjoy a coffee.
I like the way Kristen's like, Carrie, I hear that you don't like it, but this is the way the rest of the world enjoys
it this way.
Your stupid opinion needs to be relegated to the back. While the nice people enjoy things the way smart people enjoy.
Smart people would like this. Mm-hmm. How is it in tea, Mom?
Well, I tried a real tiny piece because it didn't seem appealing to me. But now you're all carrying on like fools.
Yeah, it's
about
delicious.
How wonderful it is.
It is.
So I'm going to put a larger piece in and melt it against the side. I'll let you know in about a minute. Well, even if the podcast ends, it's fine.
I think it's gonna. Well, I'll tell you what. I would make that again. It was super easy, except for the spillage all over Carrie's front.
My poor shirt is filthy, but I am shocked to say that was insanely edible fudge.
Yes, delightful.
You know what? Out of 2 Velveeta recipes,
Yes.
this is the one that would get a redo.
This is the winner.
Yes. And Mom is running away at lightning speed with the plate of fudge. I haven't seen her move that fast in years.
I know. We'll catch her anyway. Yeah. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to mark your calendars for our next episode on January 27th. It not only is a food that Carrie and I both love, but it's prepared in the micro.
Heck yeah.
Does it get any better than that?
I don't think so. Thanks for listening to Mom's Wooden Spoon. If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. If you want a copy of this recipe or to see the pictures and other items from this episode, go to our website, momswoodenspoon.com. If you'd rather, check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Pick your poison.
Don't say poison. We're making food. As Mom gags down a piece of Velveeta fudge. Oh, this is delicious. Tastes like canned carrots. Candy. She's not laughing.
I don't understand.
Aw.
I know.
We know you like canned
I was
carrots.
raised up.
Uh-huh. Yep, so are we, sadly.